There is a specific dollar amount sitting inside your Social Security account right now that SSA has not told you about. Not a future payment, not a projected benefit, money that has already been calculated, already been set aside, and is already attached to your name in their system as of 2026. For people born before 1963, the average amount is $6,710. Some people in this group have over $22,000 sitting there. And here is the part that should make you stop what you are doing right now. SSA is not going to call you when it is ready. They are not sending a letter. They are not emailing you. There is no notification coming. The only way that money moves from their system into your bank account is if you log in and check. And the only way it disappears is if you wait too long and never do. I am going to tell you exactly what this money is, exactly who qualifies for it, and the single most important thing you need to check in the next 48 hours. Stay until the end because the last thing I tell you is the one step that most people born before 1963 are skipping. And it is the only step that unlocks the full amount. If you are not subscribed to this channel, do that right now and turn on the bell. I cover Social Security and Medicare changes in plain language as they happen, not months later, not after the deadline, before it affects your check. The people who are subscribed here stay ahead of this. Hit subscribe and let's get into it. Here's what happened. For 43 years, from 1983 until January 2025, the Social Security Administration ran two rules that quietly cut benefits for millions of Americans. Most people affected never knew either rule existed. They just noticed their check was smaller than expected and assumed that was how it was supposed to be. Rule 1 was called the windfall elimination provision. Rule 2 was called the government pension offset. Together, these two rules took money away from teachers, firefighters, police officers, federal workers, and their surviving spouses every single month for over 4 decades. The windfall elimination provision targeted people who worked in jobs that had their own pension system, a state pension, a school district pension, a government pension that did not withhold Social Security taxes. If you also worked other jobs during your lifetime that did pay into Social Security, WEP stepped in and recalculated your benefit using a formula that treated your Social Security earnings as worth less than they actually were. The average monthly cut under WEP was $480. Some people lost $587 a month, not once, every single month, for the entire length of their retirement. 3.2 million people were affected by this rule alone. The government pension offset was different. This one did not go after your own benefit. It went after your spouse's benefit, specifically the survivor benefit, the monthly payment a widow or widower is supposed to receive when their husband or wife passes away. Here is how it worked. If you received a government pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security, GPO took 2/3 of that pension amount and subtracted it from your survivor benefit. Say your government pension was $1,500 a month. 2/3 of $1,500 is $1,000. If your survivor benefit from your spouse's record was $900, GPO subtracted $1,000 from $900. The result was zero. You received nothing, not a reduction, a complete wipeout. 800,000 widows and widowers in this country had their entire survivor benefit eliminated this way. People who spent decades watching their husband or wife pay into a system that was supposed to protect them and then received nothing from it. Both of these rules are now permanently gone. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law on January 5th, 2025. WEP and GPO were eliminated completely, not reduced, not phased out over 5 years, eliminated. And here is the critical detail that most people still do not know. The law was made retroactive to January 2024. That means every single person who was affected by WEP or GPO is owed the difference between what they received and what they should have received going all the way back to January 2024. That is a minimum of 12 full months of back payments, paid as a single lump sum deposit directly into your bank account. The average lump sum issued so far is $6,710. For people whose entire survivor benefit was wiped out by GPO, the back payment is significantly larger. A survivor benefit of $1,840 a month that was fully eliminated means a back payment of over $22,000, plus that full benefit reinstated every single month going forward for the rest of your life. SSA began processing these corrections in 2025, but here is the problem that nobody is talking about. SSA has over 4 million individual account corrections to process. They are working through them in batches. While your case waits in that queue, you keep receiving the old reduced amount every month. No letter from SSA, no explanation, no timeline, just the same old check as if nothing changed. The SSA Inspector General flagged this in 2025, reporting. The language they used was careful and bureaucratic, but what it meant was simple. A significant number of affected people have not received their correction, and they have no way of knowing it. Right now, in 2026, there are people who received a one-time retroactive payment, but whose ongoing monthly benefit is still running on the old reduced formula. There are people who qualified for corrections under both WEP and GPO, but only had one of them applied to their account. And there are people whose correction has not been processed at all. SSA is not going to flag your own case for you. The money that is not claimed does not accrue interest. It does not carry forward indefinitely. It sits. And in some cases, it expires. So here's exactly what you need to do. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov right now and log into your My Social Security account. If you do not have one, create it. You need your Social Security number and a valid email address. It takes about 10 minutes. Once you are in, open your benefit statement and look for 2 specific things. First, look at your current monthly benefit amount and compare it to what you were receiving before January 2025. If the number has not gone up, your correction may not be complete. Second, look for any line on your statement that references WEP or GPO. If you see a reduction still listed, your case is still in the queue. The correction has not been fully applied. Step 2. Call SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213. When the agent answers, say these exact words: "I want to verify whether my account has been fully corrected under the Social Security Fairness Act for WEP or GPO." Write that sentence down before you call. That specific language tells the agent exactly which system to open and which correction records to pull. They will tell you immediately whether your case is closed, pending, or has not yet been assigned to a processor. If they tell you it is pending, ask for the expected processing date and ask them to log that you called to follow up. That note on your file matters. If they tell you it is closed but your monthly amount still looks wrong, say this exact phrase: "I would like to file a formal request for reconsideration." That triggers a supervisor-level review of your entire correction file, not just a standard callback. Step 3. This step is only for widows and widowers, and it is the most important step in this entire video. If your survivor benefit was not reduced by GPO but completely eliminated, meaning you received 0 from your spouse's record, do not assume your correction happened automatically when the law passed. Here is why this matters. When GPO originally wiped out your survivor benefit entirely, your claim was denied. Not reduced, denied. There is no approved claim in the system for SSA to reverse. They cannot correct what was never approved in the first place. You have to reapply. When you call SSA, ask this question word for word: "Does my case require a new survivor benefit application under the Social Security Fairness Act?" That one question is the difference between receiving the full back payment and watching it sit in the system until it is no longer accessible. Now let me tell you who this specifically applies to. If any of these describe you, this law covers you directly. You worked as a public school teacher in any of these states: Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Missouri, Nevada, Ohio, Rhode Island, or Texas. And at some point in your working life, you also paid into Social Security through other employment. You worked as a firefighter, police officer, or state or local government employee in those same states, and also paid into Social Security at some point in your career. You were a federal employee hired before January 1st, 1984, and you were enrolled in the Civil Service Retirement System, CSRS, not FERS. If you are not sure which system you were under, check your old federal benefits paperwork or call your former agency's HR office. Or you are a widow or widower whose spousal or survivor benefit was reduced or eliminated because you receive a government pension. If any one of those applies to you, there is a real chance money is sitting in your SSA account right now that has not been deposited. One more thing before you go. If your Medicare Part B premium has been higher than expected, higher than $185 a month, there is a separate issue worth checking. Medicare uses your tax return from 2 years ago to set your premium. If your income was temporarily high in a previous year due to a property sale, a Roth IRA conversion, or any one-time financial event, you may still be paying a surcharge based on income you no longer have. That surcharge can add anywhere from $70 to nearly $500 on top of your standard premium every single month. There is an appeal. The form is SSA-44. You file it at SSA.gov, show what your current income actually looks like, and the surcharge gets reduced or completely removed. People are getting $200, $300, and $400 a month back by doing this one thing. Here is the summary. $6,710 is the average back payment sitting in SSA accounts right now for people born before 1963. Some accounts have over $22,000. The money is real. The law that created it was signed in January 2025. SSA is not calling you about it. They are not sending letters. Log into SSA.gov today. Check your benefit statement. Look for any WEP or GPO reductions still listed. Call 1-800-772-1213 and ask whether your account has been fully corrected. And if you are a widow or widower, ask specifically whether your case requires a new survivor benefit application. That last question, that one question, is the only thing standing between hundreds of thousands of widows and widowers and the full payment they are legally owed. Share this with one person you know who was born before 1963 and is on Social Security right now. One share. That is it. You might just put $6,710 into someone's account that they did not even know was waiting for them. I will see you in the next one.